This is an open letter to Mr. Bill Maher and Mr. Bill Ackman. Ackman? Ackman. Here's the thing, folks. From now on, I'm going to call you Bill and Bill Maher and Bill Ackman. Just gonna call you Bill and Bill. BillBill. Here's the thing, BillBill. Imagine yourself a thought experiment. Close your eyes and imagine that you are two lords, landlords, your wealthy key figures in the society back in Europe. Let's say, for example, like England, fucking England. Imagine yourself being two of the lords of that kingdom, elite of the society, and just imagine yourself being that. Close your eyes and imagine. And you're having afternoon tea together. The two Bills, Bill Maher and Bill Ackman. And you're having afternoon tea together. Salute. And subject comes up that you hear some noise in the distance, some screaming and yelling and protesting, and your afternoon tea is disturbed. So the afternoon tea is disturbed, so you ask one of your servants to go and investigate what is the noise is all about that is disturbing your afternoon tea. And the servant comes back and says, well, sir, there are these people, these redskins outside. I'm talking about, imagine you're in 1500 and 1600. Not today, lords of the manor in 1500 and 1600. Around the time that the Americas was being invaded, decimated, genocide was taking place, 100 million redskins died as a result of it. Now imagine yourself that you're a lord of the manor in England, Mr. Bill Maher and Bill Ackman, sitting in this 1600 time table, and you're having tea, and there is screams and protests in the streets. You send your servant to investigate, and he comes back and said there are these redskins from the Americas, those who have sought refuge here. They're protesting outside because they're hearing in the news that their tribe is being raped over there, or the tribe next to them was massacred the other day, and because of what they hear from back home, they're protesting here in London, of all places. London, Stockholm, of all places. Why here? Go over there, go back over there and protest. Salute. And that's the question on Twitter these days, on X these days, that says, basically, I'm trying to tell you that if technology was there, the Redskin had the technology of boat building, big boat building, the first thing would have happened is that the genocide would not have taken place in America in full. You know why? Because by technology, with the use of technology, both news would have traveled back to Europe of the atrocities on the front line, and then with the boats, a lot of redskins would have immigrated to Europe. Sort of like, hey, you want my land that bad? Okay, I come to your land. That's what would have happened if the Redskins had the technology of big boat building, and news was available. This could have happened in England, and then as the result of that, we all know, as the result of that, your tea would have been disturbed in England, in London, because there were boats to carry refugees out, because the Pinkskins have come over here and taken over my Redskin land. So I go to the Pinkskin capitals. Your tea would have been disturbed, and you would have noticed, and then as per what you're doing right now, the position that Bill Ackman and Bill Maher are taking are basically the position of, well, you know what, we shouldn't be on the side of terrorists, okay? There are two fighting sides. Which terrorists we're talking about? The question is, the reason today you have this problem that protests in New York, Washington, London, and Paris is because for so long you have been dispersing them, disturbing them, interfering with those shitholes, that a lot of them, due to sanctions and embargoes and wars and coups and all of these things, that you were doing it to others. As it is right now, the Europeans in West Asia are just that, European colony in West Asia, and they all have dual passports. So you're and as far as an empire is concerned, that is a foothold in West Asia. Israel is a foothold in West Asia as far as the Pinkskin Empire, that is that is mainly based in London, Paris, New York, and Washington. London and Paris are just sidekicks. But you're basically saying, what I'm trying to say is that this genocide against the Redskins took place because the life in Europe was not disturbed. Nobody could hear anything that is happening in the front lines of the North America and South America line of genocide that was pushing into the land and eliminating the one whole race of people, Redskins. While that was taking place, the European capitals weren't disturbed at all. While this was happening, the European capitals did not get disturbed at all. It was only just good news was coming. More money, more wealth, more gold, more this, more, from skin to, leather to cotton to gin to was just coming in from the New World. Was being produced over there by these peasants who are conquering New World. And because these peasants are making it, the labor is cheap, so there is all these cheap goods rushing into Europe as a result of colonization of the Americas. All the rubber going from South America to Europe to do good for Europeans. South America was on the receiving end of a lot of toxic chemicals, as a result of the processes. Preliminary processes, but the end processes always takes place at the European side of the deal. So the problem is, you guys are just for the empire. Mr. Bill Ackman, I understand that he says, yeah, that's a foothold that we Pinkskin have in West Asia, and that's a good foothold. We should keep him because for you're speaking with people who look like you and talk like you and walk like you and think like you, Europeans, or people of European descent, Jewish, Gentile. What's the difference? these people of European descent. Yes, I know European Gentiles are very xenophobic and they try to eliminate the Jewish people of Europe many times, from the Inquisition back and forth and back and forth until the fucking ovens. The point is this: I know European Gentiles, Europeans are very xenophobic, very scared of the other, so they try to blame the other for everything. But the point is this: you're doing the same thing. A group of these pinkskins, who in this case who are not Gentile, they're Jewish, they have gone to West Asia and they declared independence from the locals. Sort of like, we require the land, but not the sheep on it. We got some brown sheep. Does anybody want these brown sheep? Jordan? Egypt? You don't want more brown sheep? Folks, if you want the land, you gotta take the sheep with it. It goes, they go together. It's like the flora and fauna. If you got the land, the flora and fauna stays in it. Doesn't matter how much you try to eradicate it. It's the flora and fauna of the land. And borders are not block walls. People get married through borders all the time. It's just, the thing is, you're basically saying, if every time this has been happening, is that the European pinkskins have been pushing the sheep pen tighter and tighter. We all can see it on the fucking maps. How tight can you squeeze these people until they give up and go? Europeans have landed and are trying to see how tight they can squeeze these, whatever is remaining of these brown people. However tight we gotta squeeze, we squeeze them until it's done. Okay, done. Gaza empty. But now you're just going to keep paying the Egyptians to keep these motherfuckers quiet. Who's paying for this? Oh, Uncle Sam's managers are paying for this. Paying for Egypt and Jordan and Syria, not Syria, but Egypt and Jordan mainly, to take in these people, these displaced people. Uncle Sam's paying to keep quiet a piece of displaced people. I'm thinking that the atolls, the Bikini atolls, that Uncle Sam's managers paid the people to empty the atoll because they were going to make some, have some tests, nuclear tests. So it's basically Gaza or Palestine or West Bank or whatever. It feels a lot like Bikini Atoll. It's sort of like we have to empty the population, the native population, so we can do our business here. But in the cities they also have this idea that if it's for the better good, we get to have it. We get to dictate our term. But for the better good of whom? I mean, there is a reason, Mr. Bill Maher and Bill Ackman, when I said for the betterment of whom, that means you have been doing these activities around the planet Earth for a long time, but it has just disturbed the local population. What do you think these immigration, illegal or legal immigration, however people want to get to live in the pigskin lands, in lands that is run by the pigskins? Not because pigskins do a great job of managing their own land, because they don't. Look at your education system, look at your housing, look at the income disparity between the uber wealthy and people who are got their deck to hold on to. But because of your system, this has been the result. and you're disturbed with on the pretext that our system is the best system. We have to export it. We have to enforce it. There was another Jewish guy, a very wise guy, who said who I wrote his tweet the other day. A very intelligent Jewish guy. He was saying that basically, who's trying to disturb this peace? We have kept this peace for 100 years, and we have all benefited from this peace on this planet. Why are they trying to disturb it? Well, I'm sorry, sir. You have been living in peace. You know, it's well known that Mr. Kissinger, about the Iran-Iraq war, Mr. Kissinger once made a comment to the effect of, unfortunately, they both can't lose. Unfortunately, they both can't lose. So the objective of these managers of Uncle Sam is to, lose, everybody lose, I win. Okay, well, that's why everybody's trying to come to your inn. You see, if your inn is very good because you've created a lot of hell on this planet, so your inn looks very good because at least napalm is not raining down, or other shit has been raining down, or spies has been raining down, or soldiers have been raining down, or if you're not in those parts of the world, yeah, 100 years of peace, love you, man, I'm with you. That's why I'm here. I'm with you because peace and prosperity is very good. But you haven't, tried to, have that in other places. I mean, just the idea that we have to have an exclusionary zone in West Asia, that this is exclusive to whoever we say is should be exclusive to, as Uncle Sam's managers. We decide that this area should be exclusive to these people that we think, should be exclusive to. Okay, fine. You can do that. You can enforce that with a whole lot of firepower. But to what end? The locals, you're not making the locals happy. Try living in a new neighborhood when the locals are not happy with you. They piss on your doorway every morning when you want to get out of your house. You see, piss marks. That's where your locals are not happy with your presence. You think that's written in the future of whatever this European colony eventually turns out to be? You don't want to force that to the neighborhood. Why would anybody wants to force that in the neighborhood? Jewish and Muslim people have been living together for thousands of years, no problem. Well, I've seen it I read about them, I read about them all over the Middle East. No, it's just the exclusivity part. You're going to a place where it's important to treat religion, you're picking one of them and you say you have the exclusive right to rule this area on the map. And the other two are basically, you can tell them to go fuck off. And the local population is not, it happens to be not of that one you chosen. That's not the local population. From the Christian, the Muslims, and the Jewish folks, the local population, they were brown and they were mostly, Christian. They were everything, especially in that small place that everybody has a thing over there. They're all mixed. You want to bring exclusivity to a mixed neighborhood. Can you do that in your city? Let me put it this way, Mr. Bill Maher, I hope Mr. Bill Ackman, he never was in touch with reality because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. and he, good for him, he kept the silver spoon and turned it to gold. But here is the thing, Mr. Bill Maher, you feel you're in touch with your city? Is it okay with you that if tomorrow your city basically draw a line on the map and said this is an exclusive zone for white people, or this is an exclusive zone for black people, or this is an exclusive zone for, Muslim people, or this is an exclusive zone for, Christian people, the Baptists, this is an exclusive zone for the, 7 day. You get my point. You don't want that because you have already become inclusive, and breaking the inclusivity and turning into exclusivity, it's one explosive jobs. It's a one explosive job, turning inclusivity to exclusivity. That's what they're trying to do in that area in West Asia. Palestine, Israel, Holy Land. Let's call it Holy Land. In the Holy Land, they're trying to create exclusivity on a piece of land that, as far as man was on this planet, this was always inclusive. Cairo was always inclusive, and this area was always, the Holy Land was always inclusive, because, they were just, our ancestors came out of fucking Africa. And the first they stayed in Cairo, around that area, on the other side of the Suez Canal, then they crossed the Suez Canal and entered Asia. And the first livable place is not that desert, Sinai Desert. The first livable place is just this. That's why the Holy Land. And they kept going back and forth on this land. You're going to start World War III over a piece of land that all of you have so much history on it, because you want to make it an exclusive land? All humanity has so much history on that fucking piece of land, and it makes sense to be an inclusive government running that land. You're trying to make that land into Vatican. Oh, this is a very important piece of here. Aliens, I'm going to introduce to you humans on planet Earth. Aliens, my alien friends. These people know there are these certain holy places that are, revered by many faiths. And my alien friends, these guys are this area that has been holy for many holy men, for the same reason I said, so many people we migrated out of Africa in the first place on Asia. Eurasia subcontinent was the Holy Land. So from the time of before Neanderthals, these people have been going back and forth on that fucking piece of land. And so that means if so many of your ancestors have walked on that land, so that means it should be an inclusive land, inclusive of all races and all religion. The administration of such a land should be an inclusive administration, left to some body that is controlled by United Nations, a body that is controlled by United Nations or appointed by United Nations. You can go as far as that. Hey, a body from United Nations, General Assembly, picks that whoever is in governor of that area, that is run as an inclusive land, like Singapore, I don't know, you have a lot of these shitty small lands. Switzerland, run very secular format of Switzerland, whatever that is. So you keep it there as a treasure for humanity. Oh fuck, this is not hard. But what you can't do is make it exclusive to any race or religion or ethnicity. You can't make it exclusive, because it doesn't have an exclusive history. We understand that much. I mean, my brother primates, we understand that much. It's once a land becomes inclusive, you can't turn it exclusive. It's going to be one bloody shit show. Who doesn't understand this? And yes, Finland can stay, you know, exclusive and should stay exclusive. It's got an exclusive fucking environment. I tried living in Norway, just I couldn't see myself doing it, living in Norway for the rest of my life. It's got an exclusive environment. Very exclusive. So if Norway, Finland wants to stay exclusive, they should be left to stay exclusive. But places that are already inclusive shall not be disturbed and let to be stay inclusive. All these wars is because you want to make that Holy Land exclusive to a race and an ethnicity and a religion. Many of the followers of that religion, they don't want that exclusivity because they know it comes with a price. The businessmen are making boatloads of money there because exclusivity means war. Exclusivity means lots of, money spent over fireworks. Mr. Bill Maher, here's my. I know why, as I said, I know why Mr. Bill Ackman was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. But you, my friend, Mr. Bill Maher, if I can call you my friend, to you. Here's the thing, sir. You have lost your touch with the common man a long time ago. You lost your touch with the common man a long time ago. That's why your paradigm. You find yourself sharing a paradigm, the same paradigm as Bill Ackman has. The paradigm is the paradigm of Wall Street money. The paradigm of the bigger the empire, the more money I make. So doesn't matter the cost of how much it costs to expand the empire. The profits will cover the cost and then some. All these wars is done and come about by businessmen. This is just, it's just, we are producing arms. We need to spend this motherfucker somewhere or we're going to have to, jam it up Arizona's ass. And it doesn't look good for us that we have wasted so much money on these, arms that are sitting. We are keep scaring people of war, so we build a lot of arms. But, we don't want to fucking leave it in Arizona because they take pictures and it shows how much money we have been wasting on paranoia. But here's the thing. And now they're sending a lot of these to, Ukrainians. Let them rust over there. It's embarrassing. We don't want them rusting here. Anyway, here's the thing, folks. Mr. Bill Maher, a long time ago you lost your touch with the common man. Basically, I guess, the last, what I'm trying to say is with college, with the common. In the time in college or in military service is the time you come in contact with the common man. That's the time that you really have to or forced to sit in the same fucking classroom as the common man or the children of the common man. The children of the common man sit in the same classrooms as you who are uncommon, for example, Mr. Bill Ackman. I don't think that's what even with case either. But at least you, Mr. Bill Maher, the time that you were with the common man was 30 years ago. For the past 30 years, Mr. Bill Maher, you have been only in touch with the elite. Elite you can consider as people who are recognizable and or people who are rich, extremely wealthy. So this has been your circles, Mr. Bill Maher. This has been your circle. The circle of elite, the same circles that Mr. Bill Ackman dances around. Those are the same circles that you, Mr. Bill Maher, have been dancing around. So you're no longer a liberal thinker, you're a Wall Street thinker, Mr. Bill Maher. Case in point, you share the same perspective as Mr. Bill Ackman, which is basically saying that we should support them, and because they are us and we are them, because they're white like us, more or less, white with the wavy hair. Is that better? European white. Because they mixed and match, however, even if they didn't want to, their mix and matching takes place. There is, there is common knowledge when a smaller group moves to a larger area. Even if they try to stay separate, they will mix. They will have children of each other. At the peripheries of the society, they will have children of each other, whether it's through, unrecognized marriage, or unaccepted marriages, or runaway brides, or runaway men's, or whatever, or infidelity. However it has been, there's a lot of mix between, when a small group is introduced into a very larger group. They're going to mix and match, and pretty soon they have, genetically they have each other's information. So, and I don't need to explain all of this. All I have to do is show you a picture of Mr. Netanyahu standing next to Mr. Trump when he doesn't have his makeup on. They both are the same color, exact complexion. They could be cousins. Mr. Netanyahu and Mr. Biden and Mr. Trump and Mr. Clinton, they all could be cousins. When they stand next to each other, they all could be cousins, because they're all more or have the same complexion, because it's a pink skin empire. Yeah, the trophy boy was Barack, but it's an empire that is run in Washington and New York, and most of the people who are in charge in Washington and New York are pink skins. And even if they're not pink skins, they're working for corporations who are owned by the pink skin. So, Mr. Bill Maher, you lost your touch with the common man a long time ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Right after college, once you got in and started making the dough and being in all these circles that you were for the past 20, 30 years, circle of the elite. And if you have any doubt about that, if you don't see the funny matter in your paradigm and your opinion, therefore your opinion is the same as Mr. Bill Ackman's opinion, if that is not proof enough, then tell me the last time you had, dinner with a common man. The last time you had a heart to heart with a common man. Your landscaper. You don't see the need, because how can I benefit from having have a meal with my landscaper? How can I benefit from that? And that is not uplifting for me, or whatever, some other bullshit reason that you can come up with. But well, the thing is, then your perspective, Mr. Bill Maher, will be the perspective of the elite. Therefore, you share Bill Ackman's perspective. At your age, starting as a progressive comedian, and actually saying that, okay, those motherfuckers who dove into the fucking building, you can call them anything you like, but they weren't cowards. This is what lost your first job. So that was the last shred of your commonality was cut right there. You became a corporate man when you went to HBO. And because, you said what is obvious, that I wouldn't do it, fuck you. You do it. That would be any sane person's response, is like, okay, no cause is that important to do such a crazy act. No cause is that important. Killing, there's no cause for killing, let's put it this way, because it serves no purpose except that when you run out of answers, you start shooting at each other. I remember, and this is very clear with us monkeys. I've noticed my sister was the same way always. When she started running out of answers, she started kicking. If she would start kicking and screaming. Folks, these wars that you're having, these are imperial wars. Yes, but Mr. Bill Ackman, I know, you know. You make more money, the bigger the empire is, the more products the corporations you own stock of, the more products they can sell, and the more products that they sell, the richer you get. So we understand, Mr. Bill Ackman, you are for the empire. You are for the bigger the empire, the better, and we do need a foothold in the fucking West Asia as white men. We need a foothold there to bring them to heel. Yeah, you can do that, but here's the thing. Back to my story from the beginning. The brown and black people, those people you try to bring to heel in Africa, in Libya, in Somalia, or in Afghanistan, those people you try to bring to heel, okay, they healed. They came out of their country and found a way to get to Europe and North America. Now what? You brought them to heel. Now you have a rich multicultural now you have a rich multicultural society where people are not very happy with each other. We're fucked. Now you're having a very rich multicultural society where the brown people or the black people and the yellow people, which you have evicted from, or willingly evict themselves from the land, gave you the key and evict themselves from the land and immigrated to the pink skin land because apparently that's the only safe place around. So a lot of those are the people who are protesting now about what's happening in brown skin land again. You see, these people are brown skins, black skins, because of some actions that the pink skins have decided to take, selling arms, something as mundane supposedly as selling arms to governments that are planning on using them. Here's the thing about arms sales, you only sell it, I think arms should not be sold, period. If anybody, not a handgun, not a nuclear weapon, they should not be sold. But with the caveat that if a society reaches the technological level to produce an atom bomb or a Colt handgun, if they have reached the technology to produce it, they can have it. Because if they have reached the technology to produce it, they will have the responsibility to hold on to it and don't use it for, unless they are literally, their people are going to die. So, and that only comes, that sort of perspective only comes when the technology is ready. These go hand in hand. You can't have the technology if nobody exports it. If export of technology is banned, then nobody who cannot handle it will not have it. People who cannot handle it will not have it. If export ban on all technology. Okay, if you learn it, good for you, you can have it. Because there has been a process in learning that technology. So one hopes and wishes that process has made you wiser, that process of social evolution, intellectual evolution, scientific evolution. That has happened. Therefore, you think intellectual evolution has also happened, and if they have that weapon, they will not use it. But if you sell a nuclear weapon to an Amazon tribe, that's a bad idea. But that's why Amazon tribe doesn't have a nuclear weapon because they can't produce it. But the idea that's telling people that no, you can have it, but you can't have it because you're the same color as me, you're the same complexion as me. Australia, you can have it, and even if you can't produce it yourself, we make it for you and sell it to you. That's wrong. But then a country which is ready and preparing and are producing some kind of nuclear technology said, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't because you're not the same complexion as me. You're not white. Haven't you noticed this is a pink skin empire? We are in charge. Okay, you're in charge. Back to my talk about the gentleman, the intellectual Jewish guy who wrote such thing, that he said, yeah, it has been 100 years of peace. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Why are they pissing on a good thing? Dude, it has been peace for you. Mr. Kissinger said he wished both sides in Iran-Iraq conflict could lose. Mr. Kissinger and others designed the wars that, really devastated East Asia, from, all of them. And then the wars that devastated in Central, wars and coups d'etats and, giving arms to factions that we support, who support us and our businesses. You've been interfering all over the planet, and the locals have had it, so bad that they have migrated to your land. And now that you're trying to clear out more land from the brownskins, these guys are protesting and saying, please don't kick our cousins out over there. And your response is, we should deport these motherfuckers. They've got a good thing. We are clearing land over there of those savage natives, and they should shut the fuck up if they know what's good for them. And those, and I heard Mr. Bill Maher, this Friday's remarks regarding the elite students of elite universities. Well, I'm sorry, they have an opinion, and I think their opinion is on the right side of history, because the right side of history says it's not possible. It's very difficult to make an area on this planet that is already inclusive. It's very difficult to make it exclusive. I don't care exclusive for whom. It's just going to be a shit show for the 100th times. On that piece of land is going to be another shit show as it is. So much blood is being spilled because you're trying to make it exclusive. It can't be. This is the price you're paying. Go make Cyprus exclusive. I mean, you wanna have a military base to watch over West Asia? Try Cyprus. I have a feeling Cyprus is a great fit. Right at the mouth of the Bosphorus. And their population is so small that you can actually pay them off the island. Well, anyway, you need merchants and you need service and you need a lot of things you need. You can use the local population for that purpose. But, sticking to this fact that this area, Israel, has to be run exclusively by Europeans and people of European descent, by people who have 2 passports. This area shall be only run by people who have 2 passports, have an allegiance to Europe and North America, but no allegiance locally. Therefore, they're fighting all the local motherfuckers, from the Egyptians to the Jordanians. They already fought them a couple of times, and now they're fighting over the residual of the brown sheep that this foothold doesn't want. Poor Jewish people. And they're put at the spearhead of clearing the land. It's a fucking meat grinder in there. And you, Mr. Lord Bill Maher and Lord Bill Ackman. Ackman sounds a lot familiar. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Bill Ackman. And you're on the side of the empire. You're on the side that you think you will do a lot better in Wall Street if that piece of land is the way you want it to be, because gives you geographic advantage over shipping lanes that you can keep a watch on and try to deal with any of the local countries that get out of line from there. And dealing with them is what has the Syrians and the Iraqis had, they had to deal with. Folks, this is not good for the peace of your planet. And I'd like to thank Mr. Elon Musk at this point. Thank you, sir, because this communication, this free communication, and this and other technologies that are available that people can actually move on the planet has resulted into maybe the genocide that took place against the Redskins would not happen to the Brownskins, or would no longer happen to the Blackskins because of technology. We have to thank the technology. Both the technology in terms of transfer of news, transfer of information, and technology in terms of life rafts. Here's to technology. The life raft is what is coming from Middle East and North Africa and Africa, all over South America. These life rafts are bringing people up north because you have been, you have expeditionary force in their lands or circling around their lands. So these people have left home. Is that difficult to understand? So this is the advantage that the Redskins didn't have. If the Redskins, here's the end of that story. If the Redskins had this option of sending news to Europe that the genocide that's taking place in North America and South America, if the Redskins had this option of sending the news and had this option of having a lot of their people get on boats and planes, go on to the European capitals, to the pink-skin capitals, go over there, have the option of being there, living over there, and then the news goes over there and they protest. And, they want to be heard. Ilhan Omar, I love her balls because, she's saying, Ilhan Omar is the periphery of the empire speaking. And that's a good thing, I guess. Unless, in another January 7th this time, they try to hang her. You either don't make an empire, or if you do, you have to have a voice from the peripheries of the empire. Other perspective. If you want to fucking keep the empire stable, you have to hear the voices. Bill Maher, you're not, progressive anymore. You stopped being progressive, 30 years ago. You because you can see it. You have the same perspective as Bill Ackman. What does that tell you? You're a company man. You've been a company man for 30 years. And Mr. Ackman, I'm sorry, these colonial ideas, yes, they're more profitable. Yes, I know you have a gold spoon in your mouth now, you want to have a diamond spoon. I understand, it's human nature. But a lot of people over there are suffering from both sides. This is crazy. This idea that this area that has been exclusive, an area that has been inclusive for the past at least 20,000 years, 30,000 years, the area that has been, or inclusive from the time of the Neanderthal and other primates who passed the Suez Canal. From that time, this area has been exclusive because we already have, accepted that life, primate life and upright, intelligent life started in Africa. We accepted that paradigm. According to that, this area was the first stop after passing the Suez Canal out of Africa. So we all passed through there. Our ancestors have all passed through there. That should be the most inclusive area on this planet. Jerusalem should be New York City. The most inclusive area on the planet. You have peace. Just have police officers in the street enforcing a secular law. You know how much more valuable that area is going to be than Mecca? If you become inclusive, you know how much more valuable the land over there is going to be than Mecca? Very much more valuable. Because, the Mecca, the Kaaba, is in the middle of Saudi Arabia, is a very exclusive to Muslims. That if you can make this inclusive, fuck. It would be, New York City, Las Vegas, and Washington D.C. rolled all into one. You just have to make it inclusive and run it with the secular law. That's the answer to all. Folks, I know empire needs a tip of spear. Empire needs, die-hard imperialist fanatics, and but you do understand this, a lot of innocence is being lost here.